Mm. Hey guys, how are you? How are you? How are you? This is Shalina Diva, the purpose driven diva. And I'm so excited to go live tonight, you guys. It has been a very interesting September was very, very interesting. So I'm so excited to be back here. I'm so excited to go live. And I just wanted to encourage you all because if I was kind of going through some things, I know some of you are probably going through some things. And so what I wanted to do was I really wanted to hop on here and I wanted to encourage you all, okay? So you all know how I get down. You got to let me know where you're tuning in from, what kind of coach are you, okay? And what I simply wanted to do tonight, you guys, is like I said, I just want to encourage and I just want to empower you. Okay. So before I get started, some of you know me, I'm Shalina Diva, the purpose driven diva. Okay. But those of you who don't, my clients call me Shalina Diva because I love to show women how to discover, invest, value, and appreciate their lives and a business. And specifically, I love to show women how to take what they know, what's in their mind, and turn it into a thriving online coaching business. Whether it is the formal education you've got from higher education, if it is the skill sets that you've gleaned from corporate America over the years, or if it's the valuable life lessons that you've learned from the things that you've overcome, I can show you how to monetize that and how to monetize that quickly, okay? Through my company called Best Selling Year. Check me out at bestsellingyear.com. All right. So before I hop into this, okay, you guys, like I said, say hello. Don't be rude. Say hello. Let me know where you all tuning in from. Hey, Dr. T. She's from Philadelphia. She's a sustainable business coach. I'm also from Philly too, you guys. All right. So listen, what I wanted to talk to you all about tonight is I wanted to ask you a question. The question that I wanted to ask you all was, who's stopping you? Who's stopping you from showing up? Who's stopping you from going after your dreams? Who's stopping you from doing the work? Who's stopping you from believing in yourself? Who's stopping you from loving yourself? Who's stopping you from dreaming big again? Who's stopping you from giving it another try? I had to ask myself that recently. I had to say, a lot of times, and for me growing up in a church, right? A lot of times it's always like, oh, is the enemy this, or is the devil this, or is the devil that? It's always something on the outside, right? That's stopping us from doing whatever it is that we know we need to do, right? But what I'm coming to realize, and it's very freeing, it's very refreshing, is this. Many times it's not anything external that's stopping you. Let that sink in. It's not anything external that's stopping you. What's stopping you is you. And once you realize that it's nothing external, that nothing has that much power over you, that no one has that much power over you, you really begin to see how powerful you are, and you really begin to see how you may be self-sabotaging or how you're holding yourself back. So the answer is no one's stopping you. No one can stop you. Come on, especially women, right? Women. If it's something we want to do, nobody can stop us from doing it. Am I right or am I wrong? A woman, right? We can go up. I would hear stories about car accidents, and a car would be involved, and people have to move the truck or the car out of the way so the woman can get to her child. There is nothing, especially for women, there's nothing that can stop us from doing whatever it is that we need to do. In instances like that, a woman, we will get the strength from I don't know where. We will move that car. We will push that car. We will literally move heaven and earth to get to our child. Or if we want to put our child through school, we will move heaven and earth to do it. Or if it's something we believe in deeply, we will move heaven and earth. We will walk through hellfire to get it and to do it. So am I the only person? Am I the only person who believes this? Let me tune in here. Hey, Lisa Jones. Hey. Shakima says, hey, Shalina. She's from Richmond, Virginia, and she's a purpose and business coach. All right. And she's from New York, and she lives in Richmond. Hey, so here's the thing, right? We have a lot of, especially women, there's no one who can stop us from doing whatever it is that we want to do. And y'all don't have to amen. Y'all don't have to agree. I know what I'm talking about, right? Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. If no one can stop you, and yet you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're not doing what you need to do, then the answer must be is you stopping you. And so there's power in being honest, and there's power in recognizing that, right? So if you're powerful and no one can stop you from doing what you want to do, and yet you're trying to do something, you can't do it, and you realize that it's also you, that means that you can turn it around. And it also means that you need to stop worrying and focusing on external things and what she said or what she did or what he said or what he did or what they think. It doesn't matter. All that matters is what you think. And when you realize that the power comes from within you, you will muster up the courage to do whatever it is that you need to do. Like, in fact, tonight, I mustered up, the strength for me to do it because honestly, in my body, I'm not feeling well. And I haven't been feeling well for a couple of weeks. And I lost two very dear friends. I found out one on Saturday and one on Sunday. It rocked me to the point where it's like it's hard to sleep at night. But once I realized that no matter what's going on, I still have the power to still show up and do whatever it is that I need to do. So I'm here to tell anybody who may feel discouraged, anybody who may feel like, things are working against you or, things aren't falling your way. I'm here to tell you, keep going. Keep going keep going for the simple fact that the only person who can stop you is you. There may be things you need to learn right now. There may be lessons that you need to learn, but listen, the power resides in you. If you want to build momentum, you have to build your own momentum. You can't look for other people to do that for you. You got to start your own fire, right? You have to believe in your own self. You have that power. So nobody is stopping you. Nobody, I promise you, nobody can stop you. Only you can stop you. So does anyone tonight feel as though you feel as though things aren't going your way? You're not showing up the way you're supposed to be, right? You're not doing the things that you want to do, and you feel like it's like some outside stuff going on. If that's you, I'm here to tell you, listen, it's nothing on it. Like, there can be people hating on you, saying whatever. But my thing is, when you're on your grind, when you're on your game, I know for me, I don't care what anybody has to say. I really don't. Because it doesn't matter. All that matters is what I believe, what I'm doing, the work I'm putting in, and what I believe for myself. And once you realize that superpower that you have, things will be a lot clearer. Will it be easier? I don't know if it'll be easier. I don't know your path, but it'll be a lot clearer. And you can begin to show up and you can begin to do the things that you need to do. I'm telling you guys, listen, this week, I think this week is I had a breaking period because dealing with this corona thing, right? I've been stellar. I've made the most money I've ever made in a short period of time. I've helped so many people. I've been doing so many things. And at the same time, all of this stuff has been happening with corona. I've been losing people just like everyone else. And I think this past weekend, it just kind of hit me and it all fell down. When I found out my friend Bianca Moore passed away, that was just the straw that broke the camel's back. I was like, Bianca, she's so young, she's so amazing. That hurt. And it wasn't I could just okay, I'm just gonna keep on moving. I'm just gonna keep on going on. I couldn't. And then literally the next day, so I found out about Bianca on Saturday morning. Literally the next day, someone else is in my inbox. Hey, Shalina, you remember my mom, Dora? She passed away last night. I'm like, what? This woman was my mentor. And her daughter got in touch with me to tell me. And I'm like, what? Y'all, I was just too through because it's everything just, it just started piling up. And I don't know if it's because I wasn't dealing with things, because with this corona thing, the way I feel is you can't linger on stuff for too long because something else is bound to happen. Like with Bianca, I didn't know that the very next day I was going to find out that my mentor passed away. That hurt me to my core. Never really had a chance to mourn Bianca. And so this week, I just kind of with everything going on with me, I just kind of took some time look, I gotta get myself together because it's all this death and all these people that I know dearly. And I realized I was it made me examine what it means to be strong and what strength is. And like I said, these past couple of months, it's like, yo, I've been a trooper. I just kept marching. I just kept marching, marching to my own beat. I just kept marching. And then it was just like, bam. And I'm like, oh my God. And and it made me feel like, am I weak for having this response? And I had good friends like, no, you're human. You love those people. You're human. And not only was it Bianca, not only was it Doris, but it was Terrence and it was Richard, and it was like all these other people this year that were close. And even people I didn't know personally, it had an effect. And once I realized that it doesn't make me weak, it makes me human. It also made me realize that no matter what is going on, nothing can stop me except me. And it made me get back in touch with my power. And so that's why I'm able to show up tonight. I have so much more energy because I had to remember that sometimes, y'all, you got to remember who you are. You got to remember how powerful you are. And so I'm grieving Bianca. I'm grieving Doris. I'm grieving these other people. I'm dealing with everything that's going on with me. I'm taking it one day at a time, but I'm remembering who I am and whose I am. And remembering that no matter what goes on, I still have that power. So once I'm asking you, who's stopping you? Who is stopping you? Is this making sense to anybody? Is this making sense to anybody? Love you too, Shakima. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody want to share? Because it's led me to go back in my group. I used to have something on Wednesdays called it was like the entrepreneurial mindset, where I would have therapists and I would have life coaches come in and share with us. I'm like, I need to bring that back. I need to bring that back for me because you're out here building, you're out here striving, and you still have to deal with your mental. You still have to deal with your mental health. We still have to deal with stuff that comes up. You can't, as much as we want to, you just can't keep acting as though it doesn't bother you when it does. And I'm here to tell you, even if it does bother you because you're human and you love those people, guess what? It's okay. You're human. And guess what? You can still do what you need to do on your time. I told someone today, I was like, yo, this week I've been just out of it. I had to deal with stuff, So the beauty of all this is I just took a class where I'm learning how to build a virtual team. And I'm like, I definitely need that. Just for the places where I'm going, what I want to do with I need all of that because, it still must go on. And at the same time, it allows me to be more human, to take time away and do what I need to do. So Lisa says, yes, this makes sense. Let me see. Rob says, sorry to hear about. Yes. Yeah. Thanks, Rob. I had a lot. It was just a lot. And like I said, it was just a culmination. It's been so many people. But I want to remind all of you, the only person who can stop you is you. The only person. That's a blessing and a curse. If you think about it, the blessing is no one can stop you. The curse is no one can stop you except you. So if you're not as far along as you want to be, you have to examine, are you allowing your fears to get in the way? Are you allowing self-doubt to get in the way? Are you self-sabotaging? Because it's you and it's your mindset. So I just wanted to jump on here and encourage you guys, because people have been like in my inbox, like, where you been? We missed your lives. I'm coming back. And I just had to attend to some things, and I thank God that things are all coming together. Like I said, going to build the team, going to do what I need to do so that I can continue to grow, and also, so that the work continues. And so I just wanted to, wait a minute. Yeah, so Rob says, I've been stopping myself a lot lately. So Rob, what has been stopping you? If you don't mind sharing, what has been stopping you? And Shakima says, I'm praying for you, Shalina. Thank you so much, Shakima. Shout out to Shakima. Shakima just became a full-time entrepreneur. I think it was Tuesday. Was it Tuesday, Shakima? Just became a full-time entrepreneur. So let's give Shakima a hand clap for that. And Rob, we are just waiting on you to tell us how you've been stopping yourself lately. And it takes a brave person to say, I've been stopping me lately. There are some things I know I need to do that I haven't been doing. So it takes a brave person. So Lisa says, I keep pushing because I suffer from medical problems. Okay. I got distracted one day and set still and asked God, what am I to be doing? I'm not now. I'm building a small independent business. Okay, what's your business about, Lisa? I love for people to share. Hey, Dr. Melba, Dr. Melba. I just took Dr. Melba's class. That's a class I was just talking about, and I think that her class about building a virtual team is so amazing because for me, the way I was thinking about it is during those times when I'm being human, when I'm grieving, or when I need to slow down, or when I need to attend to my body or whatever, I can still have a team working for me. So shout out to Dr. Melva. She is amazing. Shakima says, yes, Tuesday. And Dr. Melva, if you can drop the link to your class, that's great. Shakima says on Tuesday, she became a full-time entrepreneur. Hey, is that Amande? Hey. Rob says fear and self-doubt about how to compete in my market. Okay, so what's your market? Lisa says, I have a gift with my brands. I'm getting ready to start. Oh, sewing. Yeah. There's a woman who has made quite an impact, and she's made quite a living off of sewing. Her name is Mimi G. Check her out, Mimi, Mimig. Check her out if you've never heard about her. It's always good to get some inspiration from other people to see what they're doing. Check out Mimi G. But she's definitely done a lot with sewing, so check that out. Sewing clothes for humans and animals. What kind of animals? Because I know people love dogs. Like they're always like seriously, some dogs have better clothing than some humans. So Rob says imposter syndrome too, in a rapidly changing field that is very so what's your field, Rob? Tell us what your field is. Tell us what your field is. Yep, so that's Mimi G. All right, so Lisa, it's Mimi G. Look her up on Instagram, check her out, Mimi G. She's done extremely well. Okay, so Lisa says for dogs. Okay. So, Rob is talking about the imposter syndrome. This is something that I wanted to share with you all about imposter syndrome. One of my colleagues, her name is Tynia Johnson Anderson. She made a very wonderful observation, and I wanted to share it with you all. So she said that, have you ever noticed that con men and con women, they do not have imposter syndrome? Think about that. I love to watch American Greed. I like to watch American Greed because I just like to see how I just can't believe they're so bold, so brazen. And I'm like, I just marvel at how they can take advantage of like these Harvard graduates, these really, really smart people, right? How these con men and con women can really take advantage of them. I'm curious, like I'm fascinated by it, right? And she said they don't struggle with imposter syndrome. Yet and still, people like Rob, people like me, people like you, who are sincere, we love our craft, we're mastering our craft, we can deliver results. How we struggle with imposter syndrome, but we're not imposters. But the imposters don't struggle with that because the imposters know. And the thing is, a lot of them, they believe their own lies. Like they believe in themselves so much. Whereas where we have self-doubt, they don't have that, right? And they believe in their lies. They believe in that so much that they live it and they become it and they do it. You guys should, if you struggle with that imposter syndrome, check out American Greed and look at like how bold these people are. And I look and say, wow, like they're scamming people. They're cheating people. I really have something to offer. What can I learn from them? They believe in themselves. They really do. I know that may seem weird, but the imposter syndrome, think about that. You have the goods. You have what it takes. There's no need for you to, feel like you're an imposter. No way. No way. Right? So Lisa is talking about dogs. So Rob says, oh, this is on YouTube too. I just figured that out. I'm wondering where everyone is coming from. Yes, Rob, this is on YouTube. I use StreamYard and I'm streaming to my personal profile on Facebook, my group Best-Selling Year, my YouTube channel, and my business page on Facebook. So it's kind of like to be a little bit of everywhere. All right. So Rob says, information technology is the field, and I'm striving to be a technical trainer. Ooh, I know a young lady who's actually setting up a business to help people to become an IT tech so that they can go to other companies, so they can actually get the qualifications and the experience to go into companies, and also if they wanted to become an independent contractor. So I have a young woman that I work closely with, and that's something that she's into. So you definitely, you're in a good field, especially now, is much needed. So there's no need to feel like an imposter if you know what you're doing, but that's something to work on. I'm telling you guys, watch American Greed. Watch it. Those people have no problem. None at all. They will have you so convinced. And I want us to look at, why do they convince people so well? I mean, it has to go beyond lying, because many of us, we can get spider tingly senses when we know someone is lying, but these people, they take belief to a whole new level. What if we can take belief in ourselves, belief in our gifts, belief in our talents, belief in like God in us, and really just put it out there? You wouldn't be bothered with imposter syndrome. But the more you put yourself out there, the more you do it, I'm telling you, the more and more, the better you'll get at it. So I just wanted to share that with you all. No one is stopping you except you. Now, if you get to the point where, like I was saying, you might need to hire a team to help you out, that's something different. But just know no one is stopping you. No one is stopping. That's something I had to remember and come back to, what I know to be my truth. No one can stop me. No one. Only me. No one can stop you. Only you. Even if you don't have all the resources, even if you don't have all the tools, your belief that you're going to get it done. Remember the woman, she car accident, her baby, she has to move that car to get to her baby. Oh, she's going to do it. Because no one's going to stop her from saving her child. No one's going to stop you from living your dreams. No one's going to stop you from reaching your goals. I had to find, that's a fire. That is such a fire in your belly that will motivate you. And people just will look at you like, wow, what keeps you going? And it's like, wow, nothing can stop me. I'm unstoppable. The only person who can stop you is you. And I'm a testimony of that. But if you stop you can get you started. That's the blessing and that's the curse. So I just want everybody to just be encouraged. God knows I do. So Amante says, I'm a full-time entrepreneur working on my clothing brand. I believe in me. I need help, not ashamed. So what kind of, are you in my group? You guys join my group, and people who are in my group, listen, I'm pulling it together. My group is an experience. I'm pulling it together. You guys will see. Definitely join my group, you guys. That could be of much more assistance there. So Amandi, join this group, bit.ly/BSY group. Let me know the kind of help that you need. I will gladly point you all in the right direction. Okay, you guys, anybody, anything that you have going on, let me know so I can point you on in the right direction. And like Amandi says, like, listen, I need help and I'm not ashamed. Some of us are just too proud. Some of us think we have to do it on our own. Some of us think that other people aren't good enough. They're not going to get it right. And listen, those are all limiting beliefs that we need to let go of so that we can better help ourselves and especially our cause. All right, so Lisa says, Amandi, ask God to put great people in your life to help you. You're going to be fine. Yes, she is. Oh, this is my favorite scripture. Okay, you guys. I need to find it. I think it's James 1:5. If any man lacks wisdom, let him ask of God. I believe that's James 1:5. If it is, y'all, yep, it's James 1:5. Y'all all owe me a quarter. James 1:5. I don't care if you're not religious. I don't care if you have another religion. We have to soak up wisdom where we can find it. It's James 1:5. It says, if any man lacks wisdom, let him ask God, God will not make you feel ashamed for asking, and he will give you that wisdom. Pray that prayer. So Lisa, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for reminding her of that, Lisa. And I'm telling you guys, yes, Rob, go ahead and ask your question. So James 1:5, you guys, if any man lacks wisdom, ask God. So that's my go-to. That's my go-to scripture. If any man lacks wisdom, let him ask God. God will not. It's basically God will not play you to the left. Like, you should know that already. God doesn't do that. So, Rob, if you can go ahead and ask your question, that would be great, because I didn't want to keep you guys for too long, because I just got out of a class that kind of kept me a little over. I wanted to get on here kind of closer to 9. So, James, Rob, just go ahead and ask your question. Anybody else got a question? Go ahead and ask. It's all good. It's all good. So Lisa says you're welcome. Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, you guys. So as we're waiting on Rob for his questions, has this been encouraging to you guys? Anybody who might be feeling stuck, you are going to get you unstuck. I can say something to motivate you. You can hear a song that might get you excited and motivated, but only you. All right. Only you. All right. So Monty says, thank you, Lisa. All right. So we're waiting on Rob. Remember, you're that powerful. You're that powerful and you're that destructive in the same token. You're that powerful because you can get you motivated, you can get you started, you can get you going. You're that destructive in that you can stop you. No one else. So as I'm waiting for you guys, it feels so good to be back. I have so many developments going on in my life. I can't wait to share at the appropriate time. I can't wait to share some stuff with you guys. I just can't wait to start doing more things in my business, some exciting things, some fun things in my business. I really want to help more people really earn more money from teaching. I've done a lot this year, helped over 100 people launch their online schools and start earning money, and I want to help 100 more. So I'm excited about that. So, Rob, are you going to ask your question? Because if not, I'm going to hop off of here. But you guys, listen, I'm so excited about helping people earn money teaching what they know. And it's not as hard as you think. Okay, here's Rob's question. Hey, Jerry. Hey, Jerry. Jerry is one of the women who actually went through my program, and she launched her online school, and she's teaching what she knows about writing. So I'm excited. All right, so we have Rob. I appreciate you too, Jerry. Jerry, share your website with them if you don't mind. So here's Rob's question. First time writing down James 1:5. So my question is, my field changes like every day, it seems. I'm good at some things, but to stay relevant to students I want to serve, I need to keep up with the modern tech skills. But I do not have the years of experience with the new stuff and don't want to mislead students, but feel I can offer a lot of value to them just the same. Thank you, Shalina. You're welcome. That is a great point. That is a great point. So let me get these in. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lisa. Hey, Shakima. I miss you. Shakima has been in my inbox all the time. Like, Coach, what's going on? We miss you. We miss you. So thank you so much to Shakima. I appreciate that. Let's look at Rob's question. Okay? Because a lot of you may feel like, Rob, how many of you feel like in your industry, things change so quickly and so rapidly that you can't keep up? How many of you feel that way? I know I do. Like, even as an online business coach, right? I wish I could make, okay, so I'm going to make that little smaller, Rob. So even as an online business coach, there are so many things that change. Like, before it used to be like information changed every 18 months. That's not true. Like, technology advances, I'm saying every like 3 to 6 months. Think about the way things were when COVID first hit in March to where they are now. Things are so far advanced, right? So, Rob, you have to realize that you have to get a sense of how rapidly things change in your industry. Every one of you, I don't care which industry, and you need to know how rapidly does your industry change. Also, you need to know what's going on. You need to be on the cutting edge. So, and the thing is, you don't have to know everything you don't have to know every single detail. However, it pays to keep your ear to the ground, and it pays for you to share with other people, whether it's through, reading articles, videos you come across, and you share it with people. Because when you share that kind of content, it's like, wow, Rob is up on it. Wow, Shakima's up on it. Lisa's up on it. Shalina Diva's up on it. Do we know every single detail? No, but we know that things are changing in our industry. Here's what's new. Hey guys, check it out. You don't have to be well versed in that topic or that subject to be of value, but the fact that you're putting it in front of people. So that's one thing. A key way to be able to do that, you guys, is a lot of the products that you use, a lot of the programs that you use, sign up. Sign up for their email list. Read their emails. Find 1 to 2 industry insiders. 1 to 2 industry insiders. Oh, goodness. And follow them. Open up their emails. They will let them do the homework, Rob. Let them tell you what's prominent. Let them tell you what's changing. But you have to be plugged in somewhere. So if someone like me as an online coach, I subscribe to Social Media Examiner. They know all the latest stuff that's going on with social media and with the different platforms. I just need to take the time out to open up their emails and see what's going on. Do I read every email? No, but I read enough of them, and I know I'm plugged in to a great resource. Also, a lot of the products that you use, they send out all kinds of resources to help you. And so what I do, not only do I read it, I respond back like, hey, what's going on? I was just invited to speak for Podia. It's because earlier on, I formed a relationship with them. Like, hey, I really love this program. I love this platform. This is what I've been doing on it. I would love to be able to speak, or I would love to be able to. That's all I did months ago. And they were like, okay, cool. Cool. And then months later, they came back to me like, hey, would you speak for us at our first event? But it was a seed that I planted because I opened their emails. So, Rob, that's one key way that will take the weight off. And this is for anybody. That'll take the weight off of you of knowing what's going on in your industry. And then the second part to that is you don't have to know everything, but you should be aware of it. And the third thing, this is a gem. If you want me to drop this gem in a minute. All right. That's Jerry's website. Amanda says, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Reginald. Reginald says, great imagery and all that. So Rob says, Shalina, become a thought leader. Yes. Follow other thought leaders. Yes. You should know what's going on in your industry. You don't have to know every nook and cranny in detail, but you should be aware and do the steps that I'm telling you to do. Right. And then I'm going to give you one good gem. He says, oh, this gave me a thought. I just read an article on the blog about being a trusted source and advisor over being an expert. Exactly. Like for instance, he says, drop the gem. For instance, right. I was invited for an interview tonight on Skype. I don't use Skype. I'm really a Zoom because Zoom is easy. So my personality, y'all, I like quick, fast, and easy. So I like Zoom. Zoom is reliable, quick, fast, and easy. I can do different things with Zoom, right? So what ended up happening is we were having all these technical difficulties. And as I'm in Skype, I said, oh, wow, you can have virtual backgrounds in Skype. And it was like really cool. And I didn't know because I don't use it. All I did is I took a screenshot and I shared it in my group and I shared it on my page. And like, hey, did y'all know you can do this? And people were like, wow, that's really cool. That's me sharing. That's me being a resource and trusted advisor. That's me being a resource right there. All right. So Rob says that gave him a thought. Drop the gem. Okay. This is the gem. This is the gem I want to drop for you guys. When you're coaching people or when you are teaching people, you have to decide what your lane is. Not only what your lane is, what your phase is. That is so key. So for me, I decided earlier on this year, notice my stuff. It says, who am I targeting? And when I speak, it says new coaches in bold letters, new coaches. I'm not talking to seasoned coaches. I'm not talking to people who, you want to make the 6 figures. You're trying to scale to 7. I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to new. And then I get to define what new is. Some of you, you're trying to be all things to all people. You may have a niche, but you're trying to be all things to all people. And that's where you're like constantly like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know enough. I need to learn this. I need to learn that. Determine which phase you're in. There's like me, I'm new. Help you build that foundation. It's certain things that I know you're dealing with, emotional things. It's certain things that I know you're dealing with and I address. It's certain foundational things you need to learn and I address. And I know, remember I told you guys have to have a success path. I know where you are when you start with me, and I know how far I can take you. And I'm okay with that. So once I kind of take you here, you can go on and coach with someone else. What that means is I got to go back out, get my leads, and get more people who start here so I can bring them there. So when you know your lane and you know your phase, you don't get so overwhelmed. It's like it's a certain segment of information that I know I need to know. And then after that, I'm on it. But I want to ask you, Rob, which phase do you coach or do you teach? That's the problem with a lot of people. There are some people say, you know what? They have prerequisites. You have to have A, B, and C in place before I can work with you. And that's fine as long as you articulate that. That's called your brand agenda. As long as you can articulate that to people, that's fine. But the problem is when you don't have a brand agenda and you really don't know who you serve, you don't know which phase, you haven't thought that out. And it's so me teaching new coaches, you guys have a different set of problems than somebody who's like they've already achieved 6 figures and they're trying to scale. You guys, people who are trying to scale, they're interested in running ads and paid advertising, and they're doing a whole lot of different things. I'm not teaching that. So I don't concern myself with that. If I need to learn it for me, then fine. But for my group of people, I'm not concerned with teaching that. Are you guys following that? So Rob says, I do keep up with all the things, but I just don't have direct experience with all of it, which leads me to doubt myself. Okay, you don't have to have direct experience with it. All things to all people. That's me. See? I knew it. All things. You can't be all things to all people. Rob says, I would like to teach folks who are relatively new to mid-career folks who have been around a while. Okay, so even teaching, you said folks who are relatively new to mid-career. Those are 2 different phases. No, those are two different phases. So you can't talk to a relatively new person the same way you would talk to a mid-career person. Because a mid-career would have, a different set of expectations, a different kind of experiences than a relatively new one would have. Now, I'm not saying you can't service both of them, but you probably have to create different products for the two phases because they're distinctly different. And that's fine. But if you don't know that and you don't treat it as such, that's when you're going to have problems. That's when you're going to feel like that. And this whole thing too about you not having direct experience, when you should know what you know and what you teach in the phase. And if it's something where it's like, okay, this is something has come up and you need to teach it, see if you can take a quick class to educate yourself about it. Or why don't you and your clients experience it together? And that can be kind of like some free content you can offer where you guys kind of learn about it together. I know a man who does that. His name is Ian. And Ian is always he's always into like the live streaming. And when he's testing out a new tool, we test it out together. Do we think any less of Ian? No, we're like, yo, Ian just brought this new tool to us. And, he took us through it. Now we're figuring out all the bugs. We think Ian is cool. So don't think that people are expecting you to know every single thing. Now with the fundamentals, I know my fundamentals. Now other things that come up, you can experiment with that, you guys. So yep, 2 different phases, 2 different audiences, right? So Rob says he totally agrees. So see what happens when you show up. I will coach you through this stuff, you guys. I promise you. So listen, does anybody have any more questions? Because it's 10:30. Like I said, I got some energy tonight and I'm feeling much better. Thank God. But I had to fight through it and I had to remember only I can stop me, right? So I don't remember Ian's website off the bat. He is very interesting. I will give you Ian's information, but anybody who wants to learn about live streaming and like he takes it to a millionth degree, right? I will definitely give you his information. He is really, really amazing. He's a very trusted source in the industry. And every time he comes across something new, he tries it out and he lets us see him trying it out. And we're like, okay. And then when he masters it, we're like, Bomb, can you teach us the class? So that's how that works. Shakima says, this is good, Shalina. Thank you. Thank you so much, Shakima. Thank you. Thank you so much, you guys. So see how it works. You show up And I just wanted to encourage you guys and let you remember only you can stop you. Only you can stop you, right? And then Rob started asking me questions, and then the coach in me, the teacher in me comes out. But if any, as I hop off of here, if anybody has found value, you can type a V in the comments. Type a V in the comments if you found value. Type a V. Hopefully this has helped you. Think about some of the questions. Go back and look at towards the end of this. When you look at the replay, look at some of the questions that Rob asked. I'm sure a lot of you also had those questions. He was like, look, every time I turn around, something new is coming out. And if I feel like I don't have experience in it, I doubt myself. And I'm here to tell you, you don't have to. As long as you're always learning and you're upfront about that. Like I told people tonight, hey, Skype is this virtual background thing. I knew you could blur the background, but I didn't know you could do the virtual. And the funny thing is, a couple of months ago, it wasn't this easy because I want to notice. But see how Zoom and StreamYard, all these other platforms are coming out. Skype had the, I know it had the blur, but I didn't see the green screen option. Had to step his game up, y'all. Had to step his game up. All right, Jerry says V. Shakima says V. Bob says, oh, and Shalina, I discovered you doing a Podium Create Summit. So glad to catch you live tonight. Yep, thank you so much. Hey, Erica. All right, Rob says V, big value. Thank you so much. Rob, listen, just go for it. Got to believe in yourself. And another thing, this is my last point. And one of my clients, Dr. Melva, can tell you this. You all know what you know so well, and you know it so much that you kind of take it for granted. And when you take it for granted, what happens is you kind of discount what you know. So you're like, man, you really want to know about this? You really want to know about that? Like, I don't really know. And so you don't truly see the value in what you bring and what you know. And so you think you have to prove how smart you are to people. And what ends up happening is you lose people because remember, I don't know what you know. So you can't try to like put on airs and show me how smart you are. I need you to help me to understand what you know. And I have a client, Dr. Melva. She was like, Shalina, like, you are right. Like when you're in the right phase. She's like, wow, I thought that they would think that this is basic, but they think this is so great. It's because it is great. And when you don't know something and someone takes the time to break it down, teach you step by step, it is amazing. And it is valuable. So that's what you guys have to do. Find that phase. And don't be afraid to commit to it. Because I was like, man, I'm just doing new coaches and I don't care. Everybody else said, get to 7 figures, get to 8, scale. I don't want that. Because I'm like, a lot of people waste their money doing that and you don't have a foundation. So that's where I feel this is the area I love. It's very rewarding to me. Now, can I scale what I do? Yes, I can. And that's the phase where I'm going in like, I'm going to do that. But I love this phase right here. Think of me as like a kindergarten, pre-K, elementary school teacher. I love it. I don't want to go to high school. I don't want to go to college. I don't want to teach there. I want to teach here. That's where I'm at. So, Jerry says she stopped overthinking. That's awesome. Lisa Jones says, yes. Jerry says, I have repeat enrollees. Yes. Repeat enrollees, those are repeat buyers. That's what happens. When you know that phase and you take your time and you teach a single solution. That's what I was talking about. So you guys, listen, I'm going to get down. I'm coming back. I'm getting down. I have so many ideas for October about people who really want to earn money teaching what they know. I got some ideas up my sleeve, okay? So y'all continue to pray for me as, I'm getting myself together, and I will continue to pray for you all, and I'll continue to show up. So Robin, hey, Robin, she says, I'm glad you're in this phase. Yes, I love the phase I'm in. I don't want to leave. So no, thank you. I don't want to go to high school. I don't want to teach in high school, and I don't want to teach in college. I don't want that. I want to teach right where I'm at. All right, you guys. So listen, this is Shalina Diva, the purpose-driven diva, you guys. I know I said if you found value, type of V, but if you have been empowered, if you have been encouraged, type of E, the letter E, the letter E. Type of E in the comments, because that's really important to me. Not only that I educate you, but that you're empowered. Because when you're not empowered, you don't take action. When you're not empowered, you don't do. And that's my homework. I want you to be empowered. Because when you're empowered, you be like, you know what? Shalina said do that. I'm gonna just do it and see what happens. And then you do it like, oh my gosh, she was right. So if you were empowered, that's the main thing. We have to empower each other, right? So Jerry's empowered. Rob says, you rock, Shalina. Thank you. Rob is empowered. Anybody else empowered? Anybody else? Shakima says, I've been super empowered. Yes, be empowered. Empowered people take action. Empowered people show up. Empowered people pray the prayer. James 1:5. If any man lacks wisdom, let him ask God. He will not make you feel bad. Basically, that's what it's saying. He won't make you feel bad. You know how you can ask people a question like, I'm Shakima, Rob, Jerry, Robin, can you tell me, or can you help me with, you know how people be like, oh my gosh, why are you asking me that? You don't know that? God does not do that. Never shame you. That's what the scripture says. I know that to be true. All right. So Erica says in E, Erica, we have to get up. We have to get up together soon. I want to do something special for people in Philly as well. That's where I'm from. All right, you guys. So I'm going to go. Thank you so much for empowering me. And everybody, can you give it up for Shakima? Just give her a round of applause. 1, for becoming a full-time entrepreneur. And 2, for empowering and encouraging me during these past couple of weeks. She was like, yo, coach, what's up? Get back in the game, coach. She has been so encouraging to me. So can we give Shakima a round of applause? Because we need to constantly encourage and inspire each other, because you never know what people are going through. You just never know. So I thank her, because she'd be like, you got, come on, we miss you, we miss you. And so many other people have said that. And I'm calling Shakima out because she's here right now. And so I say thank you so much. And so Lisa says, when are you coming back on? I try to be on here every day. That was my usual. So we will definitely see. Robin, they give me a round of applause, Shakima, and they're congratulating you, Shakima. And they says, yeah, Erica says, yes, Shakima, congrats for taking the jump. And yes, we miss you. I miss you too, Jerry. I miss you too. And I can't wait to have some more of my clients on here as well, you guys. And everybody be encouraged. And my last question, who is the only person who can stop you? That's a quiz. It's worth 100 points. Who's the only person who can stop you? Type it in the comments. Let's see who was listening. Let's see who was listening. So Shakima says, you are so welcome and you empowered me too. Thank you so much, Shakima. Everybody, come on, let's take this quiz. Who's the only person who can stop you? It's worth 100 points. Let me see it in the comments. Who's the only person who can stop you? Let's see who was listening. Because sometimes y'all don't be listening. All right. Erica says me. Erica gets 100 points. Jerry says unstoppable. Rob says me. Rob was paying attention. Rob gets 100 points. Robin says, I'm the only person who can stop me. Robin gets 100 points. Shakima says, oh, you're making me tear up. Shakima says, me. Listen, y'all are the only people who can stop you. That's the blessing and that's the curse. The blessing is who they say, who gonna check me, boo? Nobody. Especially when you know what you know and you believe. You know, we talked earlier about the imposter stuff when you believe. But then when you're not showing up and you're not doing what that means, you can't blame outside forces. Even if people try to sabotage you, you can't blame them. You got to look at you and say, you know what? I internalized that, or I believe what they said. But I'm going to shake it off and I'm going to show up for me. So it's you. All right. So everybody, y'all get 100 points because y'all were paying attention. Pop quiz. All right, everybody. I love you all so much. And just be on the lookout because I do go live often and I will. And I just want y'all all inspired and encouraged. Okay, you guys, this is Shalina Diva, the Purpose Driven Diva. Oh, please like, comment, and share this. Okay, you guys. And I'll see you on the other side. Make sure you remember my group too. Okay, right here. All right, you guys. Shalina Diva, the Purpose Driven Diva. Be blessed.